And welcome back to the Couple of Cars podcast. With me, as always, is Gnome. Say hi, Gnome.
I mean, always?
He's been here the whole time.
You know I go home, right?
Home, Gnome.
Yes, I go home. This is not my home. I go to my own home where I do my own things.
You're kidding.
No.
Can we...
Hi guys, I'm here too.
Can we cut that out?
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
We post on Thursday.
It is.
I wasn't going to ask.
It is Thursday.
Yes.
It's always Thursday.
But just...
No other day. Welcome,
Anyways.
Gnome, to the podcast.
Yes.
All 5 viewers are happy to have you.
In fiction, how do I know you people?
In fiction,
At work. We
yeah.
met at work.
We met at work.
At non-described workplace.
Workplace, yes.
Yeah, let's call it Chili's.
In God, I spent way too long in the restaurant industry to work at a fucking Chili's.
Dude,
Like,
where did you work originally?
so I spent 9 years making pizza at a chain called Toppers that are not out here in the state where we are, but are. I'm from North Carolina originally, and so I went to college in Charlotte, and I worked at the Toppers Pizza by the University City location of Charlotte. Which,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So you made pizza. You literally were the dough guy.
Yeah, no, we're in that niche between you've got all the people ordering like Domino's, Papa John's right here where they're just fighting for the cheapest pizza.
Yeah.
And you got the people up here who are like only going to like the fine Italian trattoria.
Also me. Yeah.
we were aiming for that middle bar for people who wanted slightly better quality and then get delivered.
But still pretty cheap.
But we were $1 or $2 more for a pie. And in exchange for that, you got people who gave a shit about food.
Yeah.
I am a certified local news pizza professional. I got brought on a couple years in a row to do the...
This fucking guy is going to dive into this story, and it's going to piss me off because I've heard this shit.
Yeah.
I have been, for a couple years in a row, I was brought on with a coworker for the local news's like Super Bowl halftime, get ready for the big game, because they weren't allowed to say Super Bowl, so big game. And so it was making pizza like the pros, where they brought us on to make pizza on air and advertise our pizza place and tell people about like what they should get for the big game.
Why don't you tell him what pisses me off, Gnome?
What pisses you off?
How would you describe pizza as a food?
Well, American pizza is a stew.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
No, yeah, that does make sense, actually. The way it's like, it's the sauce and it's everything just kind of on top
See
of...
how he just gets it intuitively? See how he understands this just fundamentally?
What I mean, it's not like a stew in like a bowl or anything like that. It's like
It's in a bread bowl.
Yeah, the bread itself is like the. Yeah. So I grew up in New York.
So like the dollar cheese slice is its own very specific thing, but the thing that separates soup and stew is not necessarily viscosity, because there are very viscous stews and there are very like light stew, or very viscous soups and very light stews. The thing that separates them is stewing, the act of something boiling and blending flavors. And when you make pizza in an oven, you get it to like 450 degrees. You make a layer of a thick and rich sauce that will then stew all of the ingredients on the pizza down into it, which is why there are some ingredients that go under the cheese naturally, things like spinach or banana peppers, that will flavor the whole sauce as they go, along with the fats from the meat and the cheese, along with everything else. And the cheese on top of forming an adhesive function on top of the pizza and being delicious, which is the main reason it's there.
But with that
Serves to help
logic, you're saying basically like a brownie is essentially a stew, or even a cake.
Because
I made a similar thing. I can't remember the fucking food group that I used, but I said the same thing.
A brownie is those flavors are combined chemically before it goes into the oven. That one of the things that you're doing when you make a batter is you're making a homogeneous mixture before it cooks.
So same thing with like a cake, you'd say.
Yeah, a cake likewise is a homogeneous mixture before it cooks.
Okay.
Doesn't quite roll off the...
How about a shepherd's pie?
Yeah, definitely a stew. Just like a chicken pot pie is a stew. Like if you just take...
I said pie.
Yeah.
All pie is a stew at that case.
Not all
then.
pie, because pie isn't actually... Like things like a cheesecake aren't a stew, they're a homogeneous mixture.
Yeah, but
like,
that's not a pie.
in what way is a cheesecake not a pie?
It's more of a cake. It's just a pile of
Just
like
because
pudding.
it says the word cake, in what way is it different than a pie? Do you normally
You're not stewing it. By your logic, it's not being stewed like a pie should be.
Cakes into a prepared crust?
You could.
Do you normally? Was the question I asked.
Normally is not a.
Normally is the only thing you can go on when we're talking about food, because food, much
got a
more
point.
than any other human-created category, food is one of those things where all of the lines are wibbly wobbly.
Wibbly wobbly.
Like, what are the
Timey-wimey.
ingredients in a taco?
You don't even.
I've not seen Doctor Who.
What are the ingredients in a taco? And the answer is whatever the fuck you want to put in a taco.
But would you say that's a stew?
No, but I would
However,
say
now let
if
me
you're
say this.
making-
Jack in the Box. You ever had Jack in the Box tacos?
Nope.
They put all the shit inside the taco and then they deep fry it. So in theory, they are stewing it.
One of the
It's
things
incredible.
that you're doing when
It's
you
incredible.
do that, yes, just like the inside of a dumpling could count as a stew in that way. If you are like a taco that is deep fried,
Nick, can I get a quick zoom on that, please?
Sorry.
a taco that is deep fried is functionally a dumpling. Like that's when you're making like a soup dumpling or something like a bao.
Well,
like,
that blew my mind
Yeah.
a little bit. A deep fried taco is a dumpling?
I am responsible. Are you familiar with the cube rule of food?
The what?
The cube rule of food.
What, you haven't heard about the cube rule, dude?
It was
You haven't
a-
heard of it?
It was a
gelatinous cube.
It was a famous internet meme that's kind of fucking with the is a hot dog a sandwich debate by saying, okay, imagine.
We'll talk about that. Write that down.
Imagine a cube. Now
Picture, if you will.
you define food by
Hang on. Grab that cube and you can give us a little diagram here.
why do you have a cube ready? I did not tell you I was
I
doing this.
got it in Italy.
You define food by
doing that.
how many of the sides of the cube have starch. So
Starch. Okay.
bam, 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 side, bottom, side. That's a taco.
Taco.
Bam, bam, just these two, that is a slice of pie. And you keep going along the
Or a
lines
hot
like
dog.
that. No, a hot dog is a taco according to the cube rule.
Well, however, you go like this to the bun.
But when you're looking at it as a cube, if you are rendering it in low poly graphics, this is what a hot dog is. It rests
Yeah, but
on
then
the
you
hinge.
have to bend the actual. If you're looking at it in low poly graphics, yeah, but you're not. This is reality. It's
Except
not PS1.
this isn't. This is a cube.
That is in reality too, though.
Yes, and we are abstracting to the level of a cube. So a quiche, for instance, is a certain kind of thing. A cake is simply layers. So lasagna is a cake.
Lasagna, I do agree, is a cake. I've thought about that for a long time.
Motion
Here.
passed.
I am responsible for one of
this is
the
my cat
extra
Peanut.
categories. Hello, Peanut. I'm responsible for one of the extra categories in the cube rule, which is maintained online by a guy. And you look at
Some dude.
and I'm responsible for the nachos category, where structural starch is throughout and disparate, but not forming a side. So, for instance, poutine would be nachos.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you all the way.
Yeah.
That's so
Okay,
interesting.
so baklava.
Baklava would be a lasagna because it's layers of
Which
structural
would then be a
starch.
cake.
Yeah, yeah.
It all just.
All roads lead to cake.
I'm likewise
Is a cake or is it
responsible.
real? Well, here's my question. How many layers of lasagna are a proper amount of layers? Too much, too little? What's the proper layer of lasagna for
Yeah,
you?
is there
God,
an
so many
excellent,
just-
like a golden ratio?
I have
many
the
choices.
answer. I have the answer in my head.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
the answer is how deep is your dish?
That's the practical answer. But like, if you had an unlimited range, you could make however many you want. What number would you choose?
If
26.
I'm going with the traditional sauce pasta ricotta, like if I'm doing it like that, I'd go with 3 ricotta layers. Just because I want it to be tall enough that I'm not carving off like the top of a mountain. I'm able to take a fork and go all the way down
And
one
meet
side
the
and get
plate,
a
yeah.
forkful into my mouth.
Okay. 11.
Yeah, I'm saying 9, you're saying 11. That's, yeah.
I'm adding in meat. And then instead of adding like the extra layer of meat on the top one to make it 12, you cut that out so you have just like cheese on the top and bottom no matter what. So you got 11.
So I bring up the cube rule in order to bring up a broader point.
That is my bag.
My brand.
She's going to attack me. Get away.
Attack with your special paws.
She does not enjoy my presence.
We're working on it. We're taking steps. Hey, how far is this? Is there like a lot of dead space here?
There's a little bit of dead space, yeah. A lot of dead space, admittedly. You guys can bring it in if you like.
Bring it in.
I've brought it in.
Bring him in.
Now that I've brought it, I don't know what to do with it.
We're buddies, though.
So the reason I bring up the cube rule is because
I like squares.
because it is one of several taxonomies of food. And the answer to like, is a hot dog a sandwich depends on by what taxonomy.
I would call it a taco. I'm not gonna lie.
A taco does make the most sense.
Because otherwise, if you're going to just go by like all things are one thing and you don't have to decide between taxonomies, then you could have a mixed berry salad that consists of habanero peppers, plantains, pumpkin, and honeydew, because those are berries.
Yeah, but like that's the
Pumpkins are
same thing as saying
berries?
is like yeah.
I know pumpkins are fruit.
No, they're berries.
No, fruit aren't berries either.
I mean, you get things like, there are things that obviously aren't berries, like blackberries or raspberries or strawberries. Like, those aren't berries. But when...
A banana's a berry.
Shut the fuck up and tell me that raspberries aren't berries.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
aggregate
Bananas
fruit.
are berries.
Raspberries are an aggregate fruit.
There's no such thing as a vegetable either.
I mean, culinarily there is. but
Culinary
yeah.
term, but it's not like a fucking like
There's
fruit.
no botanical classification.
Yeah, fruit is a botanical
You're a
classification.
botanical classification.
Vegetables is just like a thing to say, well, these aren't fruits.
A fruit is any of the seed-bearing, like ovary structures of a plant. A berry, specifically, is a single or group of seeds that are contained within the fleshy, it's called pseudocarp, around it that makes it. So, like, avocado is almost a berry, but it's actually a stone fruit, like a peach.
Because it's got one thick ass.
It's more have to do with, like, the structure around the outside of it, but it's a stone fruit. It's a drupe.
Interesting. Coconut.
Coconut is stone fruit. Yeah. It's just that we don't eat the outside flesh of it because it's too fibrous. But like the outside flesh of that peach is the fiber that they peel away to get to the coconut.
You could theoretically eat it though.
Yeah.
It's just would just.
It would. I mean, you can eat most things once.
I feel like on this episode of the Couple of Cards podcast, not unlike Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood or Reading Rainbow, this is just the informational episode.
Yeah.
Like, you're learning shit today.
Today you learn with Gnome.
Yeah,
So-
Gnome's going to learn you.
What I've got is a meta-taxonomy.
Bless you.
The answer to if is something a sandwich is, according to the 5 taxonomies,
yeah.
which are
Bless you.
the structural taxonomy, which is just overthinking. It's the structure of the food itself. The axiom back formation, which is it sandwiched. The Earl of Sandwich dichotomy, which is based on if you had brought this kind of food to the Earl of Sandwich when he was asking for a food to keep things from getting his hands dirty.
He's
while
right
he was
there,
eating
the Earl of
cards.
Sandwich. He's right there.
The pornographic razor, which
What?
is based on yes. So you're familiar with the
Hide your kids.
you're familiar with the saw, like define pornography. I know it when I see it, like that kind of thing about obscenity. There is a quote about obscenity. You know, I can't define it, but I know it when I see it. And in a similar way, you could look at sandwiches and say, I can't define it, but I know it when I see it.
yeah.
Or rather, the platinum pornographic razor.
How could one not define a sandwich?
Define a sandwich.
Bread, stuff in the middle, bread.
So Subway doesn't sell sandwiches?
Subway, of course, sells sandwiches.
Well, no, you just said bread, stuff in the middle, bread. Subway has bread, cut, fill.
Well, that's a hero.
In all fairness,
It's a summary.
sometimes that bread
Yeah.
is too cut, first of all.
Yeah, if it falls apart, yeah. So Subway doesn't sell sandwiches. It just becomes a sandwich if it's rough.
So
during the
you're telling
process.
me that Subway, in correct circumstances, metamorphosizes into sandwiches?
No, you're telling me that. That's what you're telling me. You're telling
This
me.
is what you're saying.
Your argument is
That is what you
the
did,
sandwich
though.
is defined
Define a sandwich! What are you talking about?
No,
It's a
that's
sandwich!
You know it when you see it.
That's the
That's what
pornographic
he's
razor.
saying.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. Like you see,
But
like,
it has a clear definition.
Does it? What's the definition of sandwich?
Give me my phone.
Here. You tell me the definition of sandwich. Yes, that's a cat. That's not a sandwich. If you're showing me the cat as part of the sandwich definition,
I bought a new pen today. I don't know where I put it.
It's in the bag.
I put it in the bag. Did I just do that? I didn't put it in the bag earlier. It was in my pocket.
Oh, well, then it's lost. So.
I mean, dog, I spent like $2 on that pen.
You spent more than that.
I spent $1.96.
Oh, that pen.
Oh, not those pens.
No, yeah, you took it out. It should be
did.
somewhere around here.
All right, we'll find it after the episode. I bought the pen. So we parked in a spot for the store that's nearby, the one that I said we went to earlier. That will geolocate us.
Fucking right here.
What's the definition of a sandwich? Say it.
Sandwich.
I need to know if you intended that, if that was a bit, or if that's just...
No shot, that was a bit. He meant that.
All right. A sandwich is a popular portable food item consisting of meat, cheese, or other fillings placed between two or more slices of bread.
So a
a
sandwich doesn't sell
split
sandwiches.
roll, or in the case of an open-faced sandwich, on top of a single slice.
So sandwich is nothing. Sandwich is nothing.
No, not...
You just said enough different kinds of things.
Let me not say
hot dog
sandwich.
is definitely sandwich. Taco is definitely sandwich.
I agree.
So as far as you are concerned, we could go out for open-faced sandwiches at a street taco truck nearby.
In theory, yes.
In theory, no. This is the world that you are saying that you inhabit, is that if I take a bagel, cut it the wrong way, so that the loop is cut and has two different sides.
The fuck do you mean the wrong way? You put shit between that, that's a bagel.
No.
He's talking
So,
about like
here's the
wrong
loop
way.
of the bagel, right?
Like,
Instead of cutting it like this, instead
yeah.
of cutting it the way that everyone cuts bagels, and I don't have to explain to a podcast audience because they understand how bagels are cut, you turn it 90 degrees and you cut it through the thin part in the middle, and you smear peanut butter on the bottom one and jelly on the top one, put it back together. Someone handed that to you and said, here's your sandwich.
I'd be upset, but it'd be
You would
technically
agree.
correct.
You would agree that that's a sandwich.
Yeah.
I don't...
By definition.
You have forgotten the face of your father. This is ridiculous. This is...
No, but he's kind of right in a way,
It's-
because it is two pieces of bread with something betwixt it.
Which, as we get back to the point I've been railroading us towards...
Please.
Pornography.
Is the...
Pornography is razor. You know the one.
well, no, it's the structural...
Winter, no!
structural... So, it is either the axiom back formation or the structural B taxonomy. The axiom back formation is essentially saying...
That's a Star Trek maneuver.
Yes, it's me. So,
It's me and you or I.
The thing about it is something being sandwiched, then it's a sandwich.
No.
That is one taxonomy.
No, the act of sandwiching does not make it a sandwich.
How?
It requires the materials of a sandwich. If you just take two pieces of metal and squish a human there, are they a sandwich of metal and a person? Don't you fucking dare!
Now, hold on.
Two sheets of metal came out of nowhere and crushed me and made me a thin jelly paste between the two. And the news described it as it being a tragic accident where Gnome became a Gnome sandwich.
Actually,
you would understand the reference being made.
I would
Not only
understand
would
the
I
reference,
understand the
but you would
reference.
not then be a sandwich, because a sandwich is, in
Well,
my
I would then
opinion...
be nothing. I'd be dead.
True.
But
I would argue that actually would be referred to as pancaking.
Pancake would be if pancaking would be if I'm flattened and then whatever flattened me removed. Because the pancake, having two pieces of similar material.
I started having that expression looking at you, but then I started kind of reeling back because I was thinking of that Gordon Ramsay bit where he's
What
like,
am I? An
"What
idiot
are you?"
sandwich. Yes.
An idiot sandwich.
Yeah, but guess what? She was between bread, tangible, edible things.
Yes. She, however, is not tangible and edible.
Yes, she is. You
Not
can fucking
depending on
eat the
the
shit
part
out of
that was
her.
being
Depending on how
sandwiched.
many dollars you have.
Not the part that was being sandwiched. The skull is one of the least edible parts of the human body.
However, could you eat it? Could you
Would
eat the
you have
marrow?
a sandwich with bones in it?
You eat chicken.
Imagine a McRib that still had rib bones.
I would eat
hang
the.
on.
Hang on. You'd be holding the rib bone. If you chewed on it and you got to the marrow, you would eat that as well.
I wouldn't want a sandwich with bones in it.
You wouldn't want it, but you could if you were.
In theory, if the bones would be part of the sandwich.
I'm glad you all agree that this taxonomy is correct.
No, I don't agree. Hang on.
He whipped back.
So, the big deal is you've got pornographic razor, or even the platinum pornographic razor, which is this idea. Just like pornography, I know it when I see it. Would someone else?
Someone's naked and getting fucked.
Would someone else? I've seen so much porn that does not fit that definition. Just for the record,
You're right, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of that's the best porn in the world.
I remember. I don't know who did it, but God bless you.
I don't know who filmed this porno,
But there were, the mobile ads that you'll get for the games where it's a guy with a number and he's just fighting enemies that have numbers, and it's like him trying to get the bigger number.
Yes.
And it's always
fight
like,
the mob boss of like 10 million.
and
Like
it's always like what part of the ad is for some reason a large-breasted woman who's like swallowing him.
And she is so attractive.
Yes. It's very clearly someone's fetish. Very clearly someone's.
Yeah.
And recently,
It's called vor.
well, I'm glad you're the first one to say that word because I was watching one not too long ago while I was playing a game. I was playing a game. The ad came up, and there was a woman
Sitting on my bike watching porn.
There was a woman who was like live action giving the voiceover for this. That they had paid for that. The woman was Cody Vore, who is a porn star who does a lot of Vore related content.
Don't give a thumbs up to that.
We're
Yeah.
not going to discuss why I recognized her, but we are going to just look at how very obviously
obviously it's her. I recognize her.
Not only do I know.
I watch.
Not only do I know, we're actually mutuals on Blue Sky. Not only do I, I think we're mutuals. I don't know. Hold on.
Listen, stay on target. Stay on target.
So, not only did I recognize correctly for a while
find
that
that
they were
goddamn
selling
pen.
kink shit, but it turns out they also knew they were selling kink shit. So they just went, fuck it. We know our target audience. Let's just get someone they like.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. If like some of the porn stars I used to watch when I was like younger, like consistently, if they like popped up on like, I'd be like, whoa, what the fuck? This has got to be some weird porn game. Like I wouldn't think like it's a game I want to play. I would think, I've seen this person like a long time ago. I think this would fuck me up now. Let's scroll away from this.
Yeah.
I wouldn't attract me to it.
I'm not, well, I didn't download the game, so I'm not saying like it's a great marketing strategy.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
saying fair play to them for understanding.
You
what
open up
they're
Gnome's
doing.
phone, it's just a bunch of porn.
Sorry, let me just.
What's hilarious is what I'm actually pulling up on my phone is an argument about food taxonomies, and in the corner there's a conversation between Brindley Mulligan and what is your name, Matt Mercer, talking for Variety.
That being said, the whole conversation this was leading to when I asked you where you worked, I worked at a Texas Roadhouse for 7 years.
Yes.
I went from being a busboy, like, busboy, food runner, server, and then ended up at manager right before where I work currently. And learning about the food industry is he read what I wrote down.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
I couldn't read it.
It's an insane, fucked up industry,
Yeah.
and nobody talks about it. The amount of fries I picked up off the floor and put back in for a shitty table, I won't tell you how many times I did that.
I think he might have just worked for a bad restaurant.
No, I got in trouble for doing that a lot.
Dude,
Tables that were shitty to me,
not cool.
not cool at all.
Just broadly speaking, you should be
was
nice to the people
15.
who handle your food. Yeah.
Be nice to them.
Yeah. It's also my degree is in history, and one of the fun things you start learning about U.S. history is
How shitty it is.
also how old all of the shitty parts are. The reason we have a tip wage for servers is because of slavery. That as soon as black workers started moving north, Pay
them less, so when they get tipped less, they make less.
Well, specifically, the audience, the crowd, the customers wanted to be able to control the attitude of the server. So they wanted to be able to still feel superior to a black server. And so a tip wage
makes
means
sense.
not only can the business charge less, but also now you have to, in the terms of the time, shuck and jive for just try to make sure that you keep these people happy for your wage.
Yeah,
Wow.
dude.
People who support a tip wage to this day are saying that they're cool with the idea that pretty people and white people should be paid more because those are the people who get better tips regardless of service.
I love the idea of hang on, I'm gonna see. I always got two. It's always two. By the beard of Morton. I love the idea of a server being paid properly, $15 to $20 an hour. Mm-hmm. It's just sometimes, and this is the craziest thing, sometimes they make significantly more than that based off of tips. And if they're working for an actual wage job, they won't get tipped. It's really interesting.
Ones in very specific settings.
It's not a norm to get to do that.
But they will be used as in the same way that Americans are described as, we don't think of ourselves as poor, we think of ourselves as temporarily embarrassed millionaires. The idea is that Like, what if I'm the one who's going to get $400 a night? Well, I don't want to take away that possibility from me. When the vast majority of tip wage workers never will.
Yeah. I got $60 a night from when I moved from New York to the state I moved to then, before the state I'm in now.
Yeah.
When I moved there, I made from like $180 of tips a night to like 40 to 60.
Yeah.
Because that's how the tipping culture was a couple of miles away from my hometown.
Yeah.
In a completely different state. And that's just how it works.
Yeah.
So like I went to a lower wage because from the first state where I made like $7.25 an hour, I made like, I think it was $4.75 an hour, and I made less tips.
It's $2.15.
Dude, it's insane. And they match that with tips, and then they say you make minimum wage.
Yeah.
That's the legality of it.
Wow.
That's why if you get cash tips, you kind of just hide some of the cash and say, well, this is what I made in cash tips.
To actually talk
If you're a
about,
server, do that. I support it.
To actually talk about like what
Tax
the realities of that look like too. When you're doing the actual financials for a restaurant, you are never, let's say a pizza place, because that's my managerial experience as a pizza place. Let's say you have a $15 large pizza, just for, that's a good baseline number for easy math. Generally speaking, food and labor would both account to about 20% of the ticket price on that, which means that $15 large pizza, you would be $3 food cost, $3 labor cost for it. The way that the math works out...
And you're saying $9 profit?
Not profit. Food and labor are just two parts of... Like, there's a substantial profit, but food and labor, and then you've got franchise fees, you've got the like actual rent you're paying in the building.
So probably closer to like $4 or $5 profit.
There's profit there. It is the thing.
It exists.
If you were to double the salary of everyone who worked at that pizza place, you would only have to... And not cut into the profit at all. You would only have to raise the cost of that pizza to a $17 pizza. And you could double the salary of everyone who worked there.
Yeah.
And that would be not substantially more for the customer, but also, if that's the minimum wage that's increasing for the people who are like making minimum wage, then not only is that pizza more affordable to them because they're making more money, it's also takes less of their time to earn enough money to make that pizza. Which means that if you double their salary, make that a $17 pizza, the cost of that pizza for minimum wage workers who are the most common people buying like order food like that goes down. It goes from being like 2 hours of work to 45 minutes of work.
But why? Why is the time frame changing if they only
because they're making more money. So if you make $8 an hour, then a $15 pizza costs you 2 hours to make.
Oh, you're saying because the way that it goes,
if you make $16,
the money goes back in. You're saying not the actual time itself. You're saying the amount of time you spend working.
Right. The relative value of your money compared to that pizza goes up. The pizza is cut in half.
Okay.
Even though it costs more.
How the fuck did we get here?
We were talking about restaurants and wage and restaurant industry.
Check it out. We'll be back after these messages.
I'd like to take a moment to talk to you about your immortal soul. Have you ever noticed that the world is cruel, insensate, unkind? Well, that's because the creator god is insane. Sithrak, the blind gibberer. Nothing you can say will make Sithrak angry. Sithrak was already angry. And I, for one, find that lack of responsibility really freeing. So why not convert to Sithrak, the god that hates you unconditionally? So the thing about the taxonomy of food...
We're right back. Hell yeah,
is that you can't say, is a hot dog a sandwich? You can say... If we define these 5 taxonomies as common ways for people to define food, where we talked about like the pornographic razor, the 2 structural taxonomies, the back formation axiom, and the Earl of Sandwich. Yeah. You can then say, okay, something's sandwichness can be determined, an ultimate sandwich valence, by how many of those taxonomies would call it a sandwich. So, a PB&J on white bread is, by all of those taxonomies, a sandwich, which means it has a sandwich quotient of 1. 5 out of 5.
My guy, you're rating a sandwich like it's the autism spectrum. Like,
yes.
Legitimately, though, that's like how,
Yeah.
But that's so excessive for
sandwich.
Bread, meat. Bread thing.
Why not bread thing?
Thing?
Why bread thing? Why not
because
bread thing?
If you fold it, then it then becomes bread thing.
Why fold? Shit on a shingle.
If it's just bread thing, then that's a pie.
No, it's an open face sandwich. Shit on a shingle is a classic open face sandwich.
He's got you there.
He just got me there.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Buddy
pie. Oh, 3, 2, 1, pie.
Cheesecake. We can't do the same thing again.
Come on, broad topic for this one.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, food.
Nightlight.
What'd you say?
Nightlight.
All right, food, nightlight. There, that's where we're trying to get to now.
Join us, Gnome.
You cannot do this as a 3-person game. That is nonsense.
I respect you for that.
I think it'd be fun.
Food and what did you say?
Nightlight.
Nightlight.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a thing in your head?
Yeah.
What? All right, you know what? 3, 2, 1,
Ice
TV
cream
dinner.
cone. I said ice cream cone because whenever you see like a kid's nightlight, it's usually shaped like fun candy stuff or stuff like that.
Hot dog, ice cream, TV dinner.
Hot dog, ice cream, TV dinner.
I got a thing.
I got a thing, but it's not related.
Oh, come on, make it related.
It's kind of related, but not in the way that your brains work.
Mine is like absolutely related. It's like so tied to it.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Divorced
Kid
dad.
cuisine.
I said fork.
I said divorced dad.
Fork, divorced dad, kid cuisine.
We got it.
Do you want this to be the next 30 minutes of the podcast? Because this can be the next 30 minutes of the podcast.
It's not going to be. We're gonna lock
No,
in.
we're gonna get it. I think I got it.
Okay, but where are you
Divorced
leaning?
dad. Kid cuisine. Fork.
I'm opting out. I believe in
Okay.
you two.
I'm opting out is crazy. I have something that's not what you have. I know that.
Damn.
Divorced dad, kid cuisine, fork.
Okay, so
It's
from
really this too.
divorced dad and kid cuisine.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna say is not what you're gonna say, but from there we're gonna
We're gonna
get
get
it.
somewhere.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Studio apartment.
Dinners.
Hungry man dinner, studio apartment. I'm just going to go and tell you the next word is depression.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say sad.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Late
Sad.
night.
Late night sad. 3, 2, 1.
Jimmy
ice cream.
Kimmel.
Why Jimmy Kimmel?
Because he's sad.
What's Jimmy Kimmel's ice cream flavor?
He has one?
Yeah. It's not American Dream. That's Colbert. It's
Hungry Hulk. Hunka Hulk. What's the ice cream? 3, 2, 1. Avengers.
Insane. Okay, Avengers and nothing at all.
3,
3, 2, 1.
Avengers.
Hulk.
Oh goddamn!
You said Hulk. You said Avengers again.
Okay, Hulk, Avengers. 3, 2, 1.
The
Captain.
Abomination.
Oh.
3, 2, 1. Iron
Ross.
Man.
Ross and Iron Man.
Who the fuck is Ross?
Thunderbolt Ross. Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross.
3, 2, 1. Thor.
Yep, Thor. We're ending on Thor.
you didn't say it. You just
You
waited for
didn't
him to
say
say it and then you smiled and nodded.
We can't end it without us saying the same thing.
So just Thor is all we're gonna go off of from here.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's only
okay.
one thing that you could possibly connect Thor to.
Thor. Now the two of you have Thor to go from. What are you doing? 3.
3, 2, 1. Odin.
No, yeah.
No, wait, no, hang on.
There's only one other thing.
3, 2, 1. Loki. Fucking, that was the worst one we've ever
That
done.
was the worst one we've ever done.
Audience, I want you to know that if Nick has cut this out, this has been 4.5 hours. They locked the door.
I can't get out.
They've jammed my cell phone. Send help.
There is no cell phone.
So
There is no war in Bossing Say.
I have something that I'd like to talk about.
Talk about it.
You have something. Wait, is
something
this the thing that
is,
you told me that we're going to talk about?
Yes.
Oh my God.
So, you know what? We'll do something light before we dive
Okay.
into something heavy.
Okay.
Me and Nick had a crazy fucking day today.
We did have a weird fucking day.
So, me and Nick go to this gaming store.
I would like you to know that the things I wrote down in there are also for Gnome as well.
I believe you. I wish I could read them.
I can read them to you later
We'll do that when it comes to that part.
when it comes to time.
So,
This is going to be a bit of an extended episode as is.
yeah, we so there's this gaming store that we like to go to.
Cut that down by 10 minutes, by the way.
Yeah.
Word. Just making sure we are all on the same page. I'm not doing the sound effects.
So me and Nick are going to this gaming store, and we are currently, in a bit of a sticky situation, pay wise. Like we're not
I
getting
got
paid
a bunch
that
of
much.
stuff at the store, even though I'm not getting paid properly.
Yeah. So he has this gift card that has like $100 How much is
It
it?
had $250 on it.
$250 on this gift card. And so we go to this gaming store and be like, hey, I don't have money, but I got this gift card. I can waste money on this.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get into. Well, I had the thought in my head like I enjoy painting. I enjoy minifigures. This is a thing that does. I think Warhammer figurines are cool. I don't know that much about Warhammer, but there is a subsection of people that just fucking paint them.
Yeah. And you can stop whenever you want.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's not a problem.
So I was like, I'm just gonna go out and do that.
So we're at the store, and he picks up like some of the most expensive bullshit, and I kind of whittle him down a little bit.
I knock my way down from like $300 to like maybe 100, 120.
With the help of my friends, yeah.
Yeah, thank God.
And we finally get all the things to start this new cool hobby that my friend is starting. We go up to the fucking counter, and he swipes his gift card, and it just doesn't fucking work.
It continuously gets declined over and over again.
Over and over and over.
And this sweetheart behind the counter, this gentle giant of a man. He's not even that giant.
I was going to say.
I
He's
said,
a regular-sized man.
yeah, I said gentle, but he's so polite. He's trying to work us through it. He's trying to help us out. Till eventually he's like, hey, you know what, guys? We can put it on hold for 10 days. It should be a week, but I'll say it was a technical issue, so it's 10 days. You can come back whenever, make it work. We are like, that's so kind of you. Thank you so much. We'll do that. We leave. We go to McDonald's. I test out that card there.
Oh, so when you say gift card, it's like a Visa gift
It's
card.
a Visa
kind of thing.
card.
Gotcha, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I test it out there.
Works like a charm.
Works fine. So I tell Alex over here, hey, we're fucking going back. It works now.
Yeah.
We go back, and there's a different lady at the register. Different registers, multiple registers, obviously.
Obviously.
And we get the package secured in front of us, and I say to her, hey, I have this prepaid card. Like, we didn't work last time. I'm going to try to make it work this time. And she says...
Immediately, she's like, oh, that won't work.
We're like, what?
Oh, yeah, there's this fraud situation that happened a few years back. That just won't work here.
So you're telling me we tried for like 20 minutes. I got on a phone call with their company and shit, tried to figure it out, and it just doesn't.
It just didn't fucking work. And we're thinking all the time, like, why didn't the guy tell us in the first place?
Like, why didn't you just tell us? I would have paid normally anyway.
Yeah.
So I just paid normally and we left. And that's what's in the bag.
Show what's in the bag, Nick.
Also, to be clear, you went to spend money because you already had on a gift card that you couldn't spend on other things, and it's good to waste.
Yes.
And upon finding out that you couldn't use that gift card, you decided to spend real money?
So the difference that I decided here,
I helped him.
yeah, was I could just use...
We'll get to you in a second.
We'll just use that. I'll use that card for other things in the future until it's empty.
Also, though, doesn't that mean that card could have been used for like groceries the entire time and the war?
Yes, that's exactly what that means, and that's what I'm going to use it for.
Cool.
Because fuck, dude, like, are you kidding me? You could have told me this in the first place, and I would have done. I could have not gone. I could have not gotten anything.
You wanted it to go.
I wanted to go. I've been thinking about it. I've been worrying about it. I shouldn't have been worrying about it, but I got anxiety issues.
Yeah.
Should be on medication.
That does cost money, to be fair, which
does.
would get us right back into this whole situation.
Yeah, speaking of which, I went to the doctor recently. I got blood work done.
Oh, look at me. I can afford blood work.
It was free, baby.
Oh, Mr. has insurance.
Yeah, true. Good point. That is a luxury nowadays. I got blood work done, and I don't know what the unit of measurement is for telling like deficiencies for vitamins and stuff like that. But
10 milligrams.
It's something like that. The doctor told me vitamin D should be 60 or above. Mine was 13.
I am also on a vitamin D supplement.
Yeah, I am on a full supplement. Yeah. I think everyone in America is vitamin D deficient, and that is a theory of mine that I stand by.
It is also, I don't know anything about your other diagnoses, but as someone with ADHD, vitamin D deficiencies are comorbid with ADHD on the regular.
It is interesting you say that because I've consistently told myself I probably have ADHD, but I will not go and get tested to figure it out because I will not go on any medication. However, I once took Adderall in college so I could study for a test. And I felt fine. Yeah. I was so, like, all the side effects that come with taking Adderall when you shouldn't be taking Adderall, like, not hungry, not horny, like, no libido, nothing like that. None of that happened.
Do you know why?
Because I have ADHD.
No, that's not, I can't make that diagnosis. But The way that Adderall works is that it is a dopamine reuptake inhibitor. So in the ADHD brain, and caffeine and stimulants in general inhibit the reuptake of dopamine. The ADHD brain.
Is that why I don't wake up when I drink caffeine? Could that be why I
Yes.
just drink caffeine and I feel normal and don't have a headache?
Yes. So, dopamine regulates on this pathway, and dopamine regulates your sleep schedule. It regulates your being able to tell when you need to go to the bathroom.
Are you kidding?
Being able to there's this whole category of things called interoception, which are your awareness of your body's signals. So
Are you kidding?
being able to hear like that you are hungry, that you are thirsty, that you are tired, all this kind of thing, until you focus on it. Dopamine regulates your sense of time because it allows you to hear your pulse subconsciously. Neurotypical people are always able to have this metronome going in the side of their head, but ADHD folks like myself don't. Which is part of why when I'm around another person, even if I'm just like co-working in the same room as them, all of a sudden I do have a sense of time because instead of relying on this,
I rely on the other person.
The small movements and the things about them in the room ground me in time and place. Yeah.
No, oh my God, what the fuck are you doing to me?
So the ADHD
I
brain,
gotta go to a doctor.
the ADHD brain makes enough dopamine. It makes plenty of dopamine, but the reuptake pathway is hyperactive. So it's like going to a restaurant, getting the first bite of food, and then a busboy takes your plate before you're finished.
Fuck off, I need more.
Exactly. I need that. I was eating that. I was using that. So when you take a stimulant, this Adderall is a stimulant. It's a very nice stimulant. I'm a fan of. Caffeine, another great stimulant. I'm a fan of. Nicotine is a stimulant.
Nicotine drives me crazy and I'm just quitting. Can I have your vape?
When you do that, it allows your brain to use the dopamine that's already making, and all of a sudden you have this flush of dopamine, which means all of a sudden your body can go, oh, thank God, you haven't been listening. You're exhausted, go lie the fuck down.
Yeah.
Stimulant naps are my absolute favorite. I can take...
Drinking caffeine and taking a nap.
Yeah, I can take a not insubstantial dose of pharmaceutical amphetamines and pass the fuck out.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's amazing.
I will drink an entire energy drink and then go lay the fuck down on my couch. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh, I feel fantastic. I'm always tired otherwise.
I wound up getting...
Oh, shit.
I wound up getting baby Twitter famous because I was like 29. So I was... in 2017, I moved here. And for the first time, I was like alone in a new place without many structures. And a lot of folks, likewise, the pandemic did the same thing to them, where it like cut out a lot of the structures from underneath them. And they started like learning things about themselves. Yeah. So
That's when I took Adderall.
I moved to this city and I
was in college. What do you
first
want?
got diagnosed at like 29, and all of a sudden things started making sense. And I had already like been on Twitter as this is the thing that I'm going to do to like talk about Critical Role on Thursday night, so I have something like a community while I'm living in the one rented room of a guy who plays Trump-themed Christmas music.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Along with like Trump-themed covers of Les Mis songs.
That's such a juxtaposition in my head.
No,
What the fuck are you talking
It's
about?
his favorite thing. He loves Broadway.
He
specifically loves Les Mis and Phantom. It is one of the most human things about him. But anyway,
The Phantom.
I got baby Twitter famous because I started live tweeting like my diagnosis and the things I was learning about it, while also like, hey, here's 100 fucking tweets about hippos. Did you know?
You were just a prime example of what you were tweeting about.
Exactly. Did you know, for instance, that hippopotamuses have internal testicles?
You told me about this like 2 days ago.
Yeah, I didn't tell them about it though. Yeah, they migrate about 18 inches inside their inguinal cavity. They're also immune to anesthetic, which means that, well, they're functionally immune to anesthetic. They process anesthetic through their bodies too quickly. It has to do with the way that they conserve oxygen when they're underwater for a long period of time. But they are functionally immune to veterinary anesthetic.
It's interesting you say that because they're functionally immune to veterinary anesthetic because of how their body processes it. There's a drug that stops your heart that just flat out kills you, but because of how fast the human body actually processes it, it actually just helps you like essentially go when you're going into AFib or you're going into cardiac arrest, it corrects it. So it stops you for like 10 seconds and you're functionally dead, and then it just starts up again because your body just shits it out.
Yeah.
So fucking cool.
So I did this like long thread about like hippos and the inbred cocaine hippos that are taking over Colombia right now because Pablo
What?
Escobar imported 4 from Dallas, and then when
4.
yeah, he imported 4 inbred. I covered this. So once he got Escobar'd, the 4 of them in his private zoo just got the fuck out because you can't just keep hippos in places.
But then you just open the door? Like
They don't give much of a fuck about the door.
opens the door.
Hippos are 2% body fat. Almost all of their body is muscle. They
That's
are
a terrifying
incredibly
concept.
powerful. Them hitting you
Captain.
at about 10 miles an hour is roughly equivalent, like just a walking speed for them, is roughly equivalent to you getting hit by a semi-truck. Like just the physics
That's
of it.
how
the
much
force involved.
mass they
yeah,
have?
that's the mass in motion they do.
Holy
they can
shit.
run at about 40 kph. They don't corner well, but they can absolutely like run into and flip over a Jeep if you're ever like out
Can I
there.
tell you something right now?
I hope you will.
About a week ago, Alex and I talked about you coming on here, and we said at some point it's going to devolve into hippo facts.
Yeah.
Here we are.
They
We're
sweat a blood-like substance called hipposudoric acid.
I'm going to go pee while you do this.
Don't worry, I got more when you come back. So the
Nick hit me with Gnome hit me with the hippos.
hit you with a hippo. I don't want to do that. That sounds dangerous. Here's one. Hippos are pretty close to what whales were once, because whales used to be deer, and then at one point.
Wait, no, I want to talk about this.
Nick's hollering from the other room saying that he wants to talk about this.
That's fine. So whales used to live on land. Whales aren't mammals that stayed in the water. Whales
Is that
are
why they
mammals.
have feet?
Yeah, they had hooves. They were deer on land. They were
How'd
animals.
they get so big?
Well, once they got on water, there was room. So functionally,
Whales, okay.
Yes.
Whales and deers were essentially the exact same beings. They were just kind of like the difference between like a Neanderthal and a Homo sapien, essentially. And whales decided they needed more food and they went into the ocean.
Pachycetus, which is a dog-sized, hoofed, wolf or deer-like animal.
That's why whales
the
have
Pachycetus.
hind legs that they don't use, that are tucked away inside their bodies.
So you can see like the Pachycetus there, and then the Ambulocetus, which is something like a mammalian crocodile.
This was like
Then,
something like 120
Durodon.
million years ago.
And you can still see like the pelvis and hind limbs are still there inside the whale.
Like to this day, they still have back legs.
Yep.
Like if you go look at like a natural history museum where they have like the giant whales hanging overhead, they have a giant blue whale skeleton. You'll see hind legs.
Yep.
And it's because at one point they were literally deer.
Yeah.
They were just chilling with the deer, and then they walked down into the water, and the water allowed the buoyancy of the ocean allowed them to just keep growing and growing to be the largest creature on Earth.
It's insane that I'm the calm one this episode.
I would call myself very calm at the moment.
I'm having a great time.
I'm talking about betwixt the pair of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Betwixt the cards.
Normally we have someone on the show, and Alex is so excited. I'm having a fun time. I'm also 2 whiskeys deep, and that rarely ever happens.
That being said,
That being said,
I have something that I'd like to discuss.
can
I will say,
can I point out the one of the two that I wrote down, please?
while he's looking for the topic, I will say Nick asked me to, as homework, come with something that I care a lot about or could talk a lot about.
I did
And
tell you that.
He told me that, and I didn't bother telling him at the time. That won't be a problem. All of this is by memory. The thing that I had prepared for today was to talk about the Renaissance Italian art form of commedia dell'arte. So we're just not going to get to that. That's fine.
There's a lot with
Yeah.
that, yeah.
All right, so
We get you on episode again.
we got 3 topics. We got a Nick topic, we got a Gnome topic, and we'll end it with an Alex topic.
Okay.
Okay.
Now tell me what the fuck that says.
So I have 2 things written down here. That's the thing.
Sure.
One of them.
Are you also having trouble reading it? Is that what's happening right now?
No. One of them I wrote down because we were talking about weird porn, and I was like, maybe Gnome knows about this.
Yeah.
The other one is just a fun thing that like is a fun topic to discuss about. So I need you guys to pick a number between 1 and 10.
7.
Porn.
7. So actually, you picked the non-porn one.
Okay.
This is a type of movie that I don't know how to describe other than you know it when you see it. You ever see The Rocketeer?
Yes.
You ever see...
Parts of it.
Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow is also on your list.
Yes.
my God.
Dick Tracy.
Yep. Or The Phantom.
The
Shadow.
Phantom. That's
Yeah.
what I have written down on here. What is it about those movies that we look at and we say you know it when you see it. Like it's all.
I think it would be the absolute commit to the bit.
But it's a commit to the bit, but it's all a bit of like, they're all kind of surrounding the 1930s. All of them in some way have like a Tommy gun at some point. So like, they're all of completely different things.
Yeah.
What is it about these movies that we look at and say...
Part of it could be the cinematography as well, because thinking about...
Of course it is. But the cinematography is alluding to something else.
Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow has so many shots that are like so angled up or like angled to the side.
The Spirit. That's the one. Samuel L. Jackson played the bad guy who was like the octopus.
Yeah.
And I think, was it Eva Mendes or Eva Longoria who was the love interest? But yeah, that kind of noir... the
new Spider
hero.
Noir is probably going to allude to it as well.
So part of that probably has to do with...
Can't wait, dude.
Early cinema loved a crime movie. And it wasn't until the Hays Code that you couldn't depict mobsters.
What is the Hays Code?
Oh, the Hays Code is... I think it's the Hays Code. It may be... yeah, because in comics it was the Comics Code, but in movies it was the Hays Code. It's the kind of code that the studios had to abide by in order to not get the federal government on their ass. So it's like how the MPAA and like record labels started putting explicit content labels on stuff in the 90s so that the government wouldn't regulate them. They said, okay, we'll regulate ourselves. We'll do this thing. And then you won't be on our ass about it. The Hays Code depicted there were a bunch of rules for how American movies had to be made. And it involved like, you can't show cops being corrupt, because that will make people have less faith in the police. You can't show...
I went away quickly.
You can't show drug use. You can't show women and men who are unmarried spending the night together. Like there's this very specific...
I love loosely sleeping in separate beds.
Yeah. Exactly. And so there were all of these knock-on effects. But before that point, mob movies were the most popular movies in America.
Because they're cool as fuck.
Police hated that mob movies were popular because they depicted mobsters as sometimes criminals, sure, but also sometimes like, you know, a guy who's just doing his best to keep his neighborhood safe, you know.
To keep the community together.
Yeah. Or like he's the one fighting the corrupt cops and, you know, he came back from World War I and now he's back home and like yeah.
Even though in a lot of cases, that's the way it was.
Oh, yeah, no. Depicting reality as it is has always been something that Hollywood has had an allergy to.
Yeah. But, like, so you're saying this Hays Act is essentially what created this sort of brand of movie genres.
It cut off a very popular form of cinema, which also, just like with Prohibition didn't end drinking in America. It just made drinking a cool underground thing that people paid a lot of money to do.
Dilly-dilly.
Likewise, the Hays Code didn't stop these kinds of movies. They made them illicit. They made them the kind of thing that you would go to Italy and film in Italy instead and do international distribution.
Like watching porn when you're 14 years old. And he says, "Are you 18?" Yes.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay, you had to walk me through the connection. But yes, so part of it I would probably say is anyone who watches early cinema sees like where cinema was going and then sees the moment where it stopped being that.
Yeah.
And I feel like the kind of people who make those kinds of movies are also the kind of people who have watched a lot of old movies. And they're going, wouldn't it be great if, like, what is the future this could have gone? And when you think about things specifically like The Rocketeer or Sky Captain, The World of Tomorrow, things where it has that kind of retro-futurism, that idea of here's what in the 20s we would have imagined the future to be, as opposed to here's what now we imagine the future to be, or what we, looking back, imagine an alternate 30s to be.
Yeah.
Those kinds of things have an appeal. It's that kind of world-building appeal that, like, when someone first gets into, like, a good fantasy or sci-fi book and they start, like, looking at the way the world is different, like, that same kind of thing hooks them. So if you're doing... I don't know how closely Spider-Noir is going to go to the comics. Have you read the Spider-Man Noir comic?
I have not, no.
Great comic. May and Ben Parker are communist union organizers in the Hoovervilles outside of D.C.
Whoa.
And Ben Parker is killed by the mob for trying to organize workers that the mob would very much like to be kept down.
And that's why he dies? That's why Spider... Okay.
Yeah. He is specifically not just killed, but eaten by Vulture, who is a mob hitman and cannibal. Yeah. No, it's a great comic. It's a fun comic. Nick Cage is perfect, and I heard that he's going to be in it. I hope that
He is, yeah.
great,
He's also almost like 60 something.
yeah. So fucking Pedro Pascal isn't the one in the Mandalorian suit. Like, put Nick Cage's voice in it and just go from there. Yeah.
I'm just saying. That being said, it's also Ben Riley is the character's name in this show. It's not Peter Parker.
Yeah. Ben Riley is like originally the clone of Superman, the Scarlet Spider. So then
Spider-Man, not Superman.
Did I say Superman?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a clone of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and he's a Scarlet Spider.
Yeah.
But before we start derailing and start talking about Spider-Man, the things you're talking about when it comes to retrofuturism and stuff like that, when it comes to like the Rocketeer, Tomorrowland, those don't apply to like Dick Tracy, the Phantom, but they still fall into the same category of you know it when you see it.
I feel like those retrofuturism things are like derived from a singular point in cinema, right? In a cultural zeitgeist that exists within like
it's just what happens when
like the lines over the eyes.
Yeah, but then you look at like how would you describe that other than you know it when you see it?
I describe it as noir.
But noir has a very specific taste of like black and white. It usually has a lot of voiceover. Like it has specific things that those
two
movies,
out of 3 of these films are in black and white.
But not all of them. The Rocketeer is not. The Phantom is not. There's a bunch of other movies that fall under that category that
Dick Tracy was very specifically brightly colored because it was drawn from the comic books.
Yeah.
Another thing that noir,
which crazy aesthetics.
Yeah. Another thing that noir does is the protagonist of anything noir, for it to be noir, can't be a part of any of the systems of power. So they can't be a cop.
So that makes Dick Tracy's out. That means the Rocketeer is in.
He's a detective, which is separate from the rest of the police force. So he's the one.
It feels like a stretch, but I guess you're right.
And Dick Tracy is also like an era appropriate version of this, where it gets kind of mixed in. And like we said earlier about like sandwiches,
well, what about the Phantom
category?
Then?
The Phantom is originally designed to fight piracy, all forms of evil and piracy around the world.
Yeah.
But the Phantom is not part of a structure of power. He stands outside it. Now, normally,
I could argue that
he has power. He's not part of a structure of power. That's the thing.
However,
he has no one on his side but him.
But it is an ancestral thing. His father was the Phantom. His grandfather was the Phantom. That is a structure that is being put out for the Phantom.
Not what I mean by structure. So he has power in the same way that like any Sam Spade.
By the way, it's Billy Zane. Yeah, it's Billy Zane, the dude from the Titanic. It's fucking hilarious.
In a skin tight purple suit.
It is skin tight purple suit, riding no horse.
What's really fun about the Phantom?
It's great, dude. It's fucking fantastic.
Why don't you pour that in here?
What's really fun about the Phantom is that the Phantom is originally a radio play, which means that all of his powers are based on what sounds interesting, not what looks interesting.
I need a napkin.
Nope. Nick, cut this out.
Nick!
Hey!
Buddy. My guy.
There you go.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have finished that off.
Oh.
The Phantom is based on...
Sounds like goat night to me.
So the good at...
The Phantom's based on a radio play originally, which means that it's based on like powers that sound interesting or things that can be conveyed very well in radio, which means that all of the arguments about cinematography, none of the cinematography of the Phantom comes from the Phantom. All of it comes from other noir things that were done later because the Phantom predates the TV. So the Phantom like isn't made with any kind of cinematography. It's made with sound design. And it's made with Foley.
So, we're going to bring it back in.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to shift to the gnome topic. But before we do that, I'm going to do something silly.
Okay.
Nick! All right.
It was before that, Nick, for the record.
Yeah, thank you. Nick, you.
Me.
I want you to name anything that exists within this world.
And I want you to not knock your microphone with your mug like an amateur. Come on, man.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Name a singular, whether it's an object or a place, name something.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Okay.
You're doing what I think you're doing, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Does it have to actually exist?
Yeah.
I mean, the concept of it has to exist.
Video games.
Gnome, will you please give us a video game fun fact?
So the reason we call bosses in video games bosses is because of slavery. It's originally taken from the Dutch word "bos," which means uncle, which was a word that they adapted in when you had slaves working in like shipyards and places like that. You needed a word for the person who's giving you directions, but who doesn't literally own you, because masters would loan out people to like sell their labor for a day or two and sell them to like a shipyard. You wound up then. Dutch traders used the word boss, uncle, to refer to, that's not the captain of the ship, that's not, daddy, that's uncle. That's the guy who you still have to listen to, but who isn't like directly in charge of you. From that, we started using the word boss after slavery ended in the crime world, because we already had this idea of there's a master and then there's bosses underneath the master.
Master bedroom, that came from slavery too.
It also, yeah, it did. So you have the crime organizations use that structure as well. When you have like a capo, when you have the person underneath the boss, that's a smaller boss, like that kind of tiered structure. We just use that word because it existed in culture. That moved from American crime culture to Asian crime culture, and the triads would use a similar kind of structure for it. And then when kung fu movies brought that Asian culture back to the United States, they used the term boss to refer to these people that Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee or, name an awesome kicker dude would be fighting.
Jim Woo.
You wind up now in the 70s, arcade culture becomes huge.
Galaga.
And kung fu movies are huge specifically with Black Americans. The link between kung fu and Black America is...
Black Dynamite.
There's a whole bunch of stuff on that. Yeah.
Shout out to Larry Dickham.
Yeah.
Black Dynamite, dude. Great fucking movie and then eventually animated show.
There were also a lot of Black Americans in like the Vietnam era who were watching like an Asian man struggling during an era where we're being sent off to war to kill Vietnamese people who never bothered us, like the Muhammad Ali talked about. Like there was
I saw a cool ass video about the traps that Vietnamese laid out for people, but go on, continue.
So at that point, you had
cool.
Black urban youth watching kung fu movies and then going to the first video game arcades with white urban youth and talking about things like Galaga or Galaxian or things like that with each other.
Well, and now it's interesting. Do you know what video game had the very first considered boss in a video game?
At one point, I did know.
It is within the realm that you were just talking about.
It's one of those because it's the like red fighter versus the blue ones where it would take extra.
It's Galaga or Space Invaders. I think it's Galaga.
Yeah, it's one of those though where you have this like level where suddenly a tougher one shows up. It's not the end of the game, but it's a tougher one. And so Black urban youth in American cities referred to them as boss. And then we referred to the final one as the big boss, just like in the song Kung Fu Fighting. You know, that big boss coming.
Oh my God.
When you read video game magazines from the UK at the same time, who otherwise have all of the same cultural influences, none of the video game magazines in the UK refer to them as bosses.
What do they refer to them
like
as?
Baddies or super baddies or other kinds of like.
My girlfriend's a super baddie. Shouts out to you.
They'll use those kinds of words. But once Nintendo Power America starts publishing,
They started calling him boss.
the people in America who are writing in about like Link in the video games, they're writing about the boss of this dungeon. And that's an American arcade term that gets used. And so there's this direct line back from the use of that term in video games to slave workers in southern port cities in the United States.
That is incredible.
That being said, Gnome, you have a topic for us.
I mean, we're almost out of time. I think we got no.
Time, my friend, is an illusion.
The thing that I brought.
He's never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he
Brodo?
Is that Marlon Brando does Gandalf?
Yeah.
Hey, wizard.
Wait.
Fancast, worst possible people to be the members of the Fellowship. Go. Marlon Brando, Gandalf. I'll give you that one free.
I'm going to say Aragorn is Steve Buscemi.
I'm going to say...
I would kill for Aragorn to have been Steve Buscemi.
I'm going to say Frodo as Chris Pratt.
I'm going to say Samwise
hold on.
David,
remember when the movies came out. Remember when the movies came out. So Chris Pratt
gotta
would have
include
been
era?
like 19 when that movie came out.
Are you telling me we got to include era as well?
The Lord of the Rings movies, we're recasting them from the era.
I'm going to say Gollum as Danny DeVito.
What's taters, precious?
What's taters?
I'm gonna say.
So anyway, the hobbits are wicked.
What's the matter with
These wicked hobbitses.
Bro, okay, if we're going from the era, I don't know the actor's name, but the guy that played Mr. Fantastic in the 2004 Fantastic Four movie.
No one knows that actor's name.
You know who I'm talking about,
Yes,
though, right?
I know who you're talking about. No one knows that actor's
Imagine
name.
him as Boromir.
Oh, that kind of works, though.
What do you mean that kind of works?
Because Boromir's kind of, especially in the movies, Boromir kind of sucks.
Gnome the topic.
So my topic, you all grew up with Looney Tunes, right?
I was older, but yeah.
Yeah.
I meant younger.
I mean, we
meant
were
younger.
like the Looney Tunes are from the '60s. Like that doesn't like we all grew up with like old versions of Looney Tunes. Are you getting your impression ready?
No.
What are you doing?
I'm getting my impression ready.
So
Hang on, hold for him.
It's gonna be a minute. Keep
No,
going.
this is gonna be good. We're
Yeah.
gonna wait.
yeah, you just get to sit in this moment.
I like how you can do what was happening. I'm glad you picked up on it.
I have, as a dungeon master, put dice in my mouth to make an orc accent before. Like, just put them under my lip there to be able to get, like, what would it sound like if I had tusks?
I immediately stole this man's impression for a dwarf, and I named him Morden. And I was just copying the bartender that he did one session for us.
By the beard of Morden, may the good Lord bless you. May his hammer fall and keep all that your souls and spirits have tossed out from your body inside.
My son, the planet Krypton.
The vote must be unanimous, Terrell.
Go watch the Superman episode.
We made Superman.
He ate her.
Fuck off.
No, okay, you're a Superman fan.
I am a Superman fan.
I'm sorry to cut off your topic real quick, but
You're fine. I have more.
Yeah, you know the show Superman and Lois, the CW show.
Yes. Yeah.
Whether you watched it or not, there was one episode where they showed. Did you watch it?
I've seen probably most of it in clips on YouTube Shorts.
Okay, so there's an episode where it shows like a bit of the future for the Lex Luthor that's from the other universe, the Black Luthor. He's there with his daughter, and he's watching like on the news, like live or something. Superman's fucking shit up. And then his daughter runs in the room and he goes, "Dad, you gotta know."
And we're watching this together, me and him.
We're both like slightly drunk. It was probably after a podcast. And she bursts in the room and she goes, "Superman." He goes, "What?" And I yell out from my seat, "He ate her!"
Superman ate her. Oh my god.
So to this day, whenever something crazy happens in anything, we just yell out, "He ate her!"
The listeners have heard that so much, and this is the first time, episode 30 whatever, and we're finally
explaining it, yeah. Because we have talked about this bit for so long. Like, the idea of, like, he just fucking...
Have you seen Superman versus the Elite?
No.
Animated
Does he
movie.
beat up fucking Zuckerberg?
No. Down for that, but no.
Down for that, indeed.
The Elite, so it's based on...
Water need.
I think it's based on... I forget the original
some water,
comic.
please?
It's either Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow or What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way.
Man of Tomorrow, the new movie that's going to come out, is going to be great.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Train of thought.
So sorry.
The idea is that there was this team of edgy 90s superheroes who...
New Mutants.
No, they were very much based on that kind of 90s edge kind of thing. So they were led by Manchester Black, who is a very punk rocker looking guy who has psionic powers. And
Yeah, naturally.
yeah, they've got this whole retinue of them. And they're essentially Superman is arguing for being a superhero, and they're arguing for ends justify the means, man. We're gonna if villain can't be contained in a prison, we're gonna kill him. We're just gonna do that.
Wow,
And
okay. Yeah.
the movie was kind of about Superman, like going, not do I have to put a stop to this, but more, is the world going a place where I can't follow? Like, is there going to be a time where what Superman does isn't wanted by people anymore?
Thank you, sir.
And if you're interested in this, there is another podcast called Overly Sarcastic Productions, where they do
I know that one.
I was going to say, I think I've heard of that one.
They do a great breakdown on this, but Superman essentially
He ate her.
at one point goes,
Sorry.
At one point, he just goes, okay, you win. I'll do it your way. And then he just starts taking them out one by one. Where just within the first like 30 seconds, they think they've destroyed him and like all that's left is his tatter of his cape. And then like a horror movie monster, like one of them just gets grabbed off from the side of the group. And they go like, wait, where did he go?
It's
and then
Superman.
a voice
You're
goes, orbit. He went to orbit at Mach 7.
Whoa!
If you listen closely, you should hear his lungs pop any moment now. The voice actor they got to play Superman has had a couple other roles, but his biggest role in the US is Sephiroth. They got Sephiroth's voice actor to be Superman for this.
Whoa.
And the ultimate point of it is that Superman's fucking with them because he's not actually killing them. He's like incapacitating them, dragging them off, and making it look like he's snapped. Because the whole point of this is him going, not just to them, he doesn't care about them, to the world watching. You don't want this. You're asking me for this, and you don't want this.
Wait, does this thing end like with him fucking with like a dude that looks like a punk rock?
Yeah, blonde, spiky hair, doing lobotomy on him.
Got like a big fucking oh my god, I've seen this clip.
Yeah.
I've seen a clip of that specifically, apparently on like YouTube Shorts and some shit. I love YouTube. I love YouTube.
Uses his heat vision to perform a
lobotomy
through his eye.
Yeah.
What he's actually done is just given him a concussion. And so he hasn't actually lobotomized him.
Wow.
He's just like knocked his head around a bit so he can't use his powers. And
he's like a British dude.
Yeah, Manchester Black. Yeah.
Oh my god, Manchester Black, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like he's bloodshot, he's like, this is what you wanted, right? Like the whole time.
It's just so easy this way. I don't have to hold back at all. I should thank you for helping me do this.
He scares the shit out of him just for him to be like, I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah, and for them to say, Superman, you're not like this, and him to go, you're right, I'm not.
Yeah. Superman
Wouldn't
is
it
the best
fucking
character.
suck if I was?
Yeah.
Didn't this suck for everyone? Get off my dick about this.
Yeah.
No, I'm a huge fan of Superman.
I've recently developed a huge following for Superman. It's very recently.
It turns out, what if a good person had power is not actually that boring an idea?
Yeah.
What if a person with power fundamentally cared about the squirrel? No, that's the.
I'm going pee again.
You know, test audiences hated that, and James Gunn said, "Fuck them."
I do know.
And hey, Gnome.
Yes.
We're rapidly approaching the end of this episode.
So the Commedia dell'arte is a Renaissance.
I just want to say thank you so much for being on the Couple of Cards podcast. We are gonna have you back.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, because I'm gonna have to tell you about the Commedia dell'arte.
Presumably, we're gonna play that game. We might play Mario Kart or Mario Party. I don't know.
Do you know what Flip 7 is?
No. Would you explain to the nice people what Flip 7 is?
Flip 7 is the greatest card game ever made.
Up for debate.
It is, no, it's not. It is a press your luck drawing game where you have, for instance, numbers 1 to 12. There's 1-1, there's 2-2.
They played this
3-3.
on Smosh, didn't they?
Yes, they did, yes.
I've been watching a lot of Smosh clips, but I haven't seen anything about this game.
Yes, it is a fantastic game. You are pressing your luck to try not to get any doubles in your hand and also get the highest score. So there are 12 12s in the deck, which means that they give you the most points, but they're the most likely to bust you out.
You did say it's the greatest card game ever made, but I argue Go Fish is pretty goated.
Fuck you, it's Shanghai.
Gwent.
Nick, are you a Magic player?
No.
I have made a way to play Magic the Gathering with a deck of normal playing cards.
He has.
Yeah.
He's a game maker, by the way.
No,
everybody.
this man is an actual. We have Lex Luthor. We have Sex Luthor on the podcast.
I don't know what part of that makes me uncomfortable, but some part of that makes me uncomfortable.
Episode whatever. Go watch Superman.
In Superman 2,
The episode title list is definitely Sex Luthor now.
But I think, all right, you know what? Fine. Sex Luthor featuring Gnome.
Oh, fuck.
They're in the Superman episodes. In Superman 2, there's a shot where Lex Luthor's just laying on the desk. And I just go, hey, Sex Luthor.
Sex Luthor, baby.
The Commedia dell'arte is a Renaissance era form of live theater. and it is going to sound familiar to you the more I describe it. Your cat wants to fight the troll. That's not how you make friends with a cat, just for the record.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Okay, so
It made me bleed multiple occasions.
It's
okay though. It's my fault entirely.
The Commedia dell'arte, you would have a bunch of people in rural. Bless you. You have a bunch of people in rural Italy who would not necessarily be able to read, but they'd have stories, and so you would put on plays where each of the actors would be dressed as a specific character, in the same way that Bugs Bunny showing up in a cartoon. There's no like canon connecting this Bug Bunny story where he shows up in Transylvania and this Bug Bunny story where he's, Elmer Fudd's hunting him. Yeah.
But it's the character somewhere else.
But what's important is the people know the characters. I know that Elmer Fudd is bumbling. I know that he's probably a hunter, but in general, he's a stereotype of kind of ineffectual masculinity. I know that he's going to do this, he's going to do that. I know that Bugs Bunny is a devious trickster, the kind of person who's going to play tricks on other members of the cast, who delights in fucking over whatever their plans are and being a little stinker.
Yeah, a little stinker.
Daffy Duck, likewise, is constantly... That's Donald. Daffy Duck is always going to be set upon and, have a scheme that doesn't quite work and, that kind of thing.
Guy point, Donald.
They're all stock characters, and the reason why they're stock characters is because of the Commedia dell'arte. They're part of this tradition in Western literature going back to 15th century or 16th century Italy, where you don't have a story where everyone knows, but that's Brighella. That's Brighella's mask. I know Brighella's mask. I know that this guy is a buffoon. I know that he's a big, oafish braggart of a guy who is going to be probably cuckolded by one of the clowns on stage.
What year was Shakespeare?
After. Shakespeare is specifically drawing on the Commedia dell'arte.
Wow.
So when Shakespeare has Falstaff, or he has
I would like to ask you a question because you're a very intelligent man. Was Shakespeare a person?
Yes.
Or was he a multitude of people under the name?
William Shakespeare was a glovemaker's son who went to a very good preparatory school and wound up writing. The only reason there's any conspiracy theory about this is because upper class British people do not think that poor people are physically capable of being intelligent.
Intelligence is one thing, but William Shakespeare was fucking leagues ahead, dude.
I don't think he was leagues ahead of being intelligent.
He created words.
Yeah, he just made up words.
Use
that doesn't make
hundreds of years
later.
But
that doesn't make you smart. It just means you made up fucking words that people enjoyed.
It's much. If you go back in the day and you read Kit Marlowe, Christopher Marlowe, who was writing at the same time and was a friend of Shakespeare, you see a real similar kind of convention. Shakespeare is just a very good example of a thing that was happening a lot at the time, which was you had this boom of moderately educated people who were, as part of the industrial, as part of London's conversion to a more industrial power, you could have an educated middle and lower class instead of just an educated upper class.
No, you can't. Impossible. It must be a group of people.
and because you wind up with a particularly good example of it in Shakespeare, he's just an example of a broader theme.
But that's why they say it's a group of people, because that does make sense. Your theory makes sense.
There are other things about authorship in the era where the person who signed their name isn't necessarily the only person who wrote it. He was definitely writing things with Kit Marlowe. There were other people, and he was writing things with and for his actors. A lot of the actors on the stage were people who played in the same way that Commedia dell'arte does, stock characters. So Falstaff, who shows up in several different Shakespeare plays, is an actor. So he is just one specific guy who plays this kind of character, and he has input on what is his character doing in this. Hold on, here, this line works better with my voice. Let's do that.
Are you saying there's a possibility that the way that we're reading the stories today are completely misinterpreted from the way they were written?
Oh, definitely. Without a doubt. Bare minimum, we are not reading them in the right accent. Because a modern...
Yeah, but bare minimum, you're right when you say that. I'm saying in the sense of there's a lot of people that say the tragedies he wrote were comedies and the comedies he wrote were tragedies.
To a degree.
I breathe in water.
With that being said, Ladies and gentlemen, Nick's dying. I'm going to be doing this podcast with Gnome for the rest of the day.
Wait!
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to recognize the passing of Nick, last name not given. He did some dumb shit,
Romeo
got himself
and
killed,
Juliet.
and shall not be named.
Romeo and Juliet is supposed to be a comedy.
It's not, but
It's not butt, dude.
But
have you watched any Bollywood? Have you watched any Bollywood?
Okay, RRR is one of the greatest movies of our fucking generation.
And RRR is a great example. RRR is a much more Western Bollywood movie than a lot of them are, but it
And
still
that's
holds my point.
because it's a great movie.
One of the
Hang
things,
You need to watch RRR immediately.
one of the things,
You need to watch RRR immediately. If you made it this far in the podcast, shut the fuck up. You know what you got yourself into. You're here at this point. I am 2 whiskeys deep. I don't do this.
Hey, real quick.
Well,
It changed.
okay.
But I was going to say, look at your waveforms.
the
versus
waveform
ours.
is suddenly like, I need to talk to you about this movie.
I like RRR a lot, man.
Yeah.
He fights a tiger.
The scene where the one guy is hanging from the bridge and the other one, and they have the flag. It's so fucking good.
What about the scene where he takes the 2 chains and he pulls them together and he fights the tiger and he's like,
So, a thing you may notice when watching RRR.
yeah.
Is trying to get my levels back to something approaching.
Don't you worry
normal. There we go.
about it. It doesn't fucking matter.
The thing you may notice watching RRR is that the cinematography changes depending on what's happening in the scenes.
Depending on the era they're in,
Because-
even.
Yes, but also, is this a romance scene? Is this an action scene?
Yeah.
Is this a drama scene? Because Indian moviegoers are used to going to a movie and knowing, because the camera work has shifted to romance camera work, now we're in romance mode.
And this is what I've been arguing for people that haven't seen it. It is one of the greatest movies of all time because it uses the language of movies to elevate the scene. Exactly. I am too drunk to talk about this. But that is absolutely the point I've been trying to
I would
make.
encourage you to watch more Bollywood because that is more common than you'd think.
What is that movie? It's something 2.0. It's a sequel to an old movie.
It's Forrest Gump. I had a friend named Ramblin' Bob who used to steal, gamble, and rob. He thought he was the smartest guy in town. Well, I found out last Monday that Bob got locked up Sunday. They've got him in the jailhouse way downtown. He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. Woo!